afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is Friday afternoon, man. You made it all the way through the week. It's 3 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, you guys are coming down the home stretch on your work week. We'll be there to help guide you the rest of the way. My name is Scott Steen. I'm the lead handicapper at WhinersandWhiners.com.
And I'm your co-host, Scott Reichel, senior handicapper over WhinersandWhiners.com.
This is a little show we do every day, 3 p.m. Eastern time, called Back to the Window with Scott and Scott, as we try to have a little fun, lay out some plays, talk to you guys in real time, and generally just kind of enjoy our Friday afternoon. And, of course, we're back to the NASCAR grind after a week off with the All-Star race. So join us here right after this show is over with our pal Chris King and the new guy, Rye Cape, as we break down this race in Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600. It's good to be here, everybody. Hi to AJ's, hi to Lex Steele. 1777 memorabilia. Haven't seen him around in a while, man. Good to see him back in the fold. How'd your Thursday go, Skeeter?
Overall went pretty well. Ended up having the over in the Oilers game because why wouldn't you have the over in the Oilers game?
Sure.
And unfortunately, while it won, the bad news is Edmonton won, so I can't bet it again because the series is over.
I made a pretty good prediction when you and I did the Total Chaos show with Allie on Wednesday night. I said you and I would match on all 5 games we were given. We did. What happened with all 5 of those games?
We won 5-0.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about, buddy. You laid out your best bet because we had the same exact play. So Ali said, well, I need a best bet from each of you. You took the over. I took the under in the hockey games, and they both cashed. Holy shit, Scott. We are too good. Too good. We should retire now.
Yeah, I have a losing record on Total Chaos, so I'm still trying to claw back to 500. You're officially over.
I'm officially over 500, brother. Almost. My next stop, profitability.
Yep.
Profitability. So everybody's AJ says, have a safe Memorial Day. Agreed. Have a safe, fun Memorial Day. As always, we wish a special Memorial Day to all of those who serve, all of those friends and family, especially of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to keep us free and let goofballs like me and Scott keep doing our shit every day. So we appreciate you. We appreciate the effort. We try to thank you, not just on Memorial Day weekend, but all the time. But we want to make sure we give a special thanks and a shout out here on this very special weekend. So very good. JR Black says took all 5. Thanks, great Scott. You bet, buddy. You bet. I'm glad you were able to cash that. I got to talk about it, even though we just spent the last hour talking about it. You know, Chris King hit a 10-teamer yesterday. Hit his
well, he hit an 1,000 to 1 shot.
Hit 1,000 to 1 shot. That's legit. We laid it out on the video yesterday. All 10 of them cashed. There was 4 plus money plays. He had a 155, a 135. So it wasn't all just.
Just to confirm, by the way, the 1,000 to 1 was with the run lines and everything in there.
Yes, yes. And what really sweetened it up was the fact that he took, like I said, some four plus money plays as well to go along with that. So. Very good. IC says a Heat at 25 to 1 to win the title. Got to take a shot at that one.
I think my counterpoint would be no, you don't. But I understand 25 to 1.
Great price. I don't see it happening. But
is it a great price?
I mean, if you played it 25 times, would they come back and win the last 2? And then
with the current health of the team, I don't know.
See, that's the problem.
If they were healthy, then of course the price would not be 25 to 1, but it would probably be closer to 15 to 1.
I told Chris that the Miami team that I put my future on before the playoffs started.
That's not the team that you have right now.
Nope, not the team that I have right now at all. So I wish you luck. I'll be rooting for you because, like I said, I got a ticket on the Heat. So you and I will definitely have the same rooting interest. Sort of.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Heat because I'd rather have Golden State face the Heat than the Celtics. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at a spot where Miami, as my play of the day, I got the team total under at 96.5. They've scored less than 83 in each of the last 2 games. Lowry is active. Is that a good thing? I don't know because he's been awful.
Yeah.
And he can't really move. Butler can't really move either. Miami's just, I said they were hemorrhaging oil. It's not pretty. And Boston at home, after losing the last home, I'm trying to remember. No, they lost game 3. They won game 4. But I think Boston wins handily tonight.
Yep.
We'll see. But until Miami shows me something, I'm not going to have faith in them. But the reason why I took the team total under instead of Boston spread, even though I like both, there's a world where Miami defensively can cause some problems for Boston offensively.
Yep.
So I decided to separate that entirely. Just give me the team total under. I'll dare Miami to make shots.
And what'd you get it at?
96.5.
96.5. Okay.
Which I know sounds low because it's below 100, but I mean they can't even get to 85.
Well,
recently
they played one game without Smart. They put up 118. The other three they've averaged about 93.
Well, Smart didn't play in the other one where they scored 80 something.
Oh, that's true too. That's right. He did miss the other one as well. So, 1777 said he had the Heat and the Warriors in the finals. That's exactly what I had going into the playoffs, and only half of that is going to come true, I'm afraid. And by the way, if you have a futures ticket on something like that, and your team is down, don't let that cloud your judgment on what you're doing.
Are you talking about a matchup or an overall team?
Talking about a match. I'm talking about if you have an overall team in a future play, don't let it cloud your judgment if something changes, like has changed in this series. Don't look at this Boston game going, well, I got the Heat to make the finals, so I'm gonna have to ride the Heat here. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. And you can offset that price a little bit.
I ended up riding the Warriors for my title parlay, which now only has 4 games to go, so hopefully that works out. But I was considering a hedge with the Mavericks.
Right.
And then I said to myself, Dallas will lose game 1 because of the turnaround and them on the road, and I decided to let it ride. And game 2, I'd be nervous, but once Golden State came from behind and won the game at home, you kind of knew Dallas was dead to rights, so I let it ride. I didn't hedge at all in that series.
Very good.
And now I got to see who they're going to play. I know that I posted it on Twitter. It's a $125 free bet to win about $5.4 grand. If Golden State wins the title. I will be hedging in the finals because I do think that Boston's going to beat Golden State personally. If Miami pulls off a miracle, I'm not hedging because Golden State would beat this Miami team. Okay. But I really think Boston's a bad matchup for him. We'll see.
Dano wants to know about Miami first half +5. You want any part of this Heat team anywhere in the game?
No, I do not. Now, look, if you want to take a contrarian stance, everybody's going to be on Boston. I'd be shocked if anybody was on Miami besides a couple of potential degens trying to take money line shots and some ridiculous parlay, which has no chance of cashing. Because people are going to see plus 300 and just automatically bet the money line because why not?
Right.
But in reality, no. I really don't know what I'm supposed to like about this Miami team besides the fact that they have an allegedly good bench, which is mostly banged up. And you can argue Boston has a history of underperforming when expectations are high. But from what I've seen from this Heat team compared to the Celtics team for the last couple of games, they're not even close. And for me, I had Boston in 6 when the series started, and I'm not going to change it now.
Tim and Nick say the Heat plus 330 is super tempting. they're just.
I mean, I just roasted that idea.
Yeah, I know. They literally posted it as you said. DGen's betting at plus 300. So,
and I get it. The argument is it's plus money between 2 teams that are very defensively sound.
They were the best team. They were the best team in the East.
Yeah, so you're just hoping for a hideous game of basketball.
Yep,
you're hoping for. Truth is, if you like Miami on the money line, you might want to just parlay with the under. I really don't see a scenario where Miami's going to score 110. If they're going to win, you will see another 93-91 type of game. So I think if you're going to actually like the Heat, there's really only one way the Heat can win this game, and that's to make this game as hideous as possible. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's sort of. I mean, it's kind of a continuation of that. You
can say that they're going to shoot better, which I guess is
Boston has to shoot badly. I think Boston has to brick it.
I think that's the point, is that even if Miami shoots better in order to win this game, they still would have to cause a serious shooting slump by Boston, which kind of balances each other out.
Yeah.
But if Miami wins this game, do you think both these teams are getting to 100? Of course not.
No.
So then I think you're leaning to the under as well.
There you go. I ain't watching the game with the Blues and the Avs on. Yeah.
Are you going to watch any of this basketball game? Because I will not.
I'll keep an eye on it. If it's close, I'll probably watch the second half. But I'll be watching hockey as well.
You got Avalanche Blues. I don't know what more you really want.
Yeah.
I would want more Flames Oilers, but we'll settle with the over and we'll retire that one. But
it's a lot of fun.
I'm kind of torn, though, because the Blues, I said before the series started, had a shot to win the series. And they've already gone further than you thought. I mean, they should have lost in 5, but they ended
Right.
up going to 6 now. I'm still rooting for the Avalanche because why would I not want to see McKinnon versus McDavid?
Sure.
I
Sure.
mean, that I don't know how I don't know how you get much better than that.
No.
That's just all you want.
1777 says Celtics 100-80. That may be actually fairly prescient.
That's fair.
Does 8.5 scare you?
No. I took the team total under because I feel like you have a couple extra outs in case Boston shoots terribly. You know Boston's defense should be there for this game. So I expect Boston to put the clamps down. The pace has also been really painful to watch, and the refs have really allowed them to play tough. So they're not really calling many touch fouls. Miami's injuries are too much to overcome. I thought the safer play was the team total under. I still like Boston. I might do another same game parlay, first quarter, first half, Celtics spread, team total under something. I'll figure it out. But if I could potentially maximize some profits on one specific game flow that I think is the most likely to happen, which is Boston playing well and Miami sucking, particularly on offense, then I'll try to maximize profit. I think it's worth a flyer, worst case scenario.
Earls thinks the Blues take this one, force Game 7.
It would not surprise me because I really question the Blues' psyche going into Game 6 because it seemed like they were focused so heavily on Game 5, on decapitating Kadri, and I thought they were just overall not really focused with their full eyes on the prize. And I was right. They were down 3 goals early in the game, and then Colorado gave a dead team life. And the last thing you want to do is give teams second chances, especially Stanley Cup champion teams like the Blues, because they won a couple years ago. It would not surprise me if the Avalanche, who have had a history of underperforming in the playoffs, make this extremely interesting, and it goes 7. The Avalanche should win on paper. They're the much better team. It's not even close.
Second round ain't the friend of the Avalanche.
It is not. So would it shock me if the Blues won tonight? No. Let's say I'd be significantly more shocked if the Heat won than the Blues won.
Very good. And, of course, now that we got a few people in the house, I want to remind everybody to smash that like button. We appreciate the effort. Make sure you get subscribed to both of our YouTube channels, the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel as well. Ring the bell. Get notified every time we put up brand new content. And we're about to get a lot of brand new content creators as some of our writers transition over to video. So, get ready for that and get ready to see some new faces around the old YouTube channels. Of course, we got a great deal with our friends over there at Caesars, $1,100 first bet insurance. Bet up to $1,000 if you've got a locked play from one of these games tonight. Maybe you're on the Celtics. Maybe you're on the Blues at a little plus money there. Whatever it is, this is a great chance to take that big swing because Caesars will basically insure it up to $1,100. If you win, you win. And if you lose, Caesars will make your account whole again. So take advantage of that. Must use the code ATSWINS-CAESAR. That's ATSWINSCZR. That is in the show description as well as the link to the event as well. It must be 21 to play, except in the states of New Hampshire and Wyoming, where 18 will get her done. So make sure you check that out. As always, my premium plays are in the show description. Spoiler alert, Scott. A couple of my premium plays ended up in Call the Cops today. So not where you want to be there, my friend. The Earls say they've got the Blues at plus 300. Win the series, plus 900 to win the West, and 22 to win the Cup. Godspeed.
I actually am curious. Yeah, good luck to you guys. Hopefully that works out. But my question for you is, if you had all those bets, at what point would you consider hedging?
2 games ago. No, I think now would be a good time.
But that would also, of course, imply that you're basically punting the series wager in order to remain in the West in the Stanley Cup. Would you be willing to punt one of those futures to keep the other 2 at bigger prices alive?
Well, it depends. If you like the Blues, this isn't necessarily unexpected to be down 3-2 heading back home, right?
No, I thought going in the Blues had a shot, but I believe I said Avalanche in 6. I think, which is what I said.
Well, that sounds about right. That sounds about where I was at as well. But hedging is for gardeners. No hedging. Okay. No hedging. Let that motherfucker grow. Full. I wasn't
talking to you though. I was talking to Scott. I said if he was in that situation. I'm aware you're not a gardener.
Well,
I don't know what Steen does in his free time. So.
Me, I'm Mr. Vegas. It was me, I'd go all in. But no,
Yeah.
I'm not hedging in this series, in all honesty. I'm probably waiting until the next series, so I've got a little plus money in my pocket.
I think I would maybe hedge Game 7. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Especially since you know that the Avalanche would be laying a huge price at home anyway.
Yep.
For Game 7.
Absolutely true.
So,
hey, we got company coming, man. We got to get some shit done here. I forgot we got to get cleaned up.
I wasn't sure if she was showing up today. It's always a 50-50 shot.
I think Allie's showing up today is about -140. I think she'll be here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
140. Odds makers putting the lines up there.
Odds makers are drunk, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. So I gave you a little bit of a spoiler that some of my plays were there, but let's find out who else made the board. It is the Friday edition. It's the last one for 2 days, Scott. You guys are going to have to make these last. So we tried to make it a good one. Let's find out who were the winners, who were the whiners, who took it in the shorts, and who took it to the bank. Once again, kids, you know it, you love it. It is the Friday edition of Call the Cops. Pull over, buddy. Pull over. All right, very good. We'll get her rolling as we do in the major leagues. If you had the Yankees Rays under 7.5, only had 4 runs through the first 8 innings. Lock that up. Nope. Premium number 1. Down in flames. 5 runs in the 9th. Game landed 9. Suck a bag of dicks. That's a bad beat. You should call the cops.
And if you had the under 8 in the Blue Jays-Angels game, you had 7 runs through the first 8 innings, and then they scored 1 run, and you're thinking, all right, not the greatest push in the world, but better than a loss. Nope, let's score another one. Game landed 9.
All righty, and let's go back to another one of my fine premium plays, Scott. If you had the Brewers-Cardinals over 7.5, holy shit, you're a genius. Each of them scored 2 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the second inning. That's 5 runs after 2 innings to you and me. All we need is 3 for the next 7 innings. And we got 2. We got 2 for the next 7 innings. That game landed 7. If you had the Brewers Cardinals over 7.5, sorry, premium players. It's a play I'd make every day of the week, twice on Sunday. But yesterday, it didn't work out. Call the cops.
Yep, it happens.
It does. It's just for having 2 of them to happen on the same day was just kind of demoralizing. Yeah. And then my other one we pushed on. We had 7 in the Detroit game and it pushed. So. Oof. All right. So there was some good news out there. There were some nice, easy wins. You know who you were. You didn't have to worry about nothing, man. You were just having a scotch, having a nice stogie as you spent your Thursday night ensconced in the rocking chair.
So the first one was my play of the day. If you had the over 6.5 in the Oilers and Flames game, can I interest you in 7 goals? In the second period alone, 4 goals in a 1 minute, 11 second span, which is the all-time record, by the way, for the fastest 4-goal, span. And the game landed 9.
Easy money. I don't know how those books stay in business, Scott. I really don't. Hey, if you had the Mavericks and the Warriors over 215.5,
we like that.
They put up 121 in the first half. Yep, we did like that as well. We both had the over there and 121 first half. That makes your second half pretty easy. And when you put up 109 in the second half, it is pretty easy. That game landed 230. Mavericks Warriors over 215.5. You, friends, were in the rocking chair.
And the last one, if you had the Red Sox and White Sox over 9, of course, the game after I lost the Red Sox team total over. They scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings. You had 9 total runs in the first 3 innings. And the game ended 16-7.
I'm just disappointed they missed the extra point.
Game after theory, at least 80%.
Rocking. Mm-hmm. And I told Chris, because Chris has the Dodgers as one of his plays today. I was like, no, can't have the Dodgers. He said he did not believe in your theory. We'll see how that goes.
That's for my personal plays. I don't know if it applies to Farm or not.
Okay. All right.
We'll
see.
By the way, we didn't have the Dodgers, whatever. No, they can win. The point is Arizona's going to score 7 runs.
Well, I had them in the I had Arizona first 5.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just saying, based on the Farm play, the vendetta move would be to bet the Arizona team total over.
True. Yeah, at least that. And my God, Scott, they bring in the second baseman to pitch the 9th inning. we still can't get home. No runs.
It didn't matter.
No runs. Jesus Christ.
Can we bring in Pujols?
Yeah, apparently.
Yadier Molina? Somebody?
Anybody? So yeah. Now, we do want to talk about this real quick before Allie gets here. I'm so jinxing her. She's not going to be here. No.
We got through most of the segments, so
yeah,
that
you're
counts.
right. So a couple of question marks yesterday as far as the lines go, and odds makers. We talked about this. They usually do a pretty good job, but every once in a while, Friday comes early, and I think the odds makers they started getting into that, getting into the Jack Daniels there just a little bit, because yesterday, when it comes to this game, they were definitely a little bit drunk. So yeah, this is a baseball game, Scott. The Cincinnati Reds, they were plus 100 against the Cubs yesterday. Okay, they got plus money on the Cincinnati Reds, and they beat the shit out of the Cubs. This game lays 10-3 after 3 innings. Cincinnati ends up winning 20-5. Odds makers, you missed it by just a tiny bit there. I believe you boys were drunk.
Yeah, anytime you can get plus money. I believe it was plus 105 even in some spots for a team that wins by 15 runs.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you got to call the odds makers out a little bit there. So
what's the margin of victory in comparison? That's like 50 points in the NBA?
15 runs.
Like 50? 40?
Yeah, I think that matches up with 50 pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you had the Reds minus 14.5, congratulations. You had a nice hit there.
That might have been in Chris's parlay.
Oh my God. That's incredible, man. I think he hit one like 10 weeks ago. Hit a 10-teamer. Hey, Tim Earl in the house. We saw your brother a little bit earlier, I assume, unless somebody's hacked your account. So, George, is the Bet the Farm play stronger than the premium plays? No, because we don't overlap. I do my premium plays usually after we do the farm, but usually I've got an idea what I'm going to play for premium. So, having said that, no, I would say that is probably me personally. It's my 4th or 5th strongest pick. Total disclosure right there.
It's my second, but once again, we don't overlap. So there you go.
Right. And yeah, sometimes we'll make one fit the other if we've got a particularly good play we want to use for the farm.
Yeah, we could take a money line on one side and a team total on the other, but it's like the same game. Like we can overlap a little bit, but for actual picks, we prioritize our personal stuff before the farm stuff.
Very good. That's a great question, by the way, George. Thanks for asking. Joan in the house. What up, Joan? JC Stone wants to know any thoughts on the finals MVP for Boston other than Tatum.
I think, first of all, I feel like Tatum, of course, is going to be the de facto, if Boston wins, you're just automatically assuming Tatum's going to win it candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably lean to Jaylen Brown for value.
Okay.
Because if Tatum's going to suck, you can hope that Brown averages 30 per game, and maybe he can take it. Horford's a wild card, but I don't think he scores enough.
See, I was just literally, the name was on the tip of my tongue, and I was going to counter with the same rationale that you just put out. He could play. He could be the most valuable player of the series and not win the MVP.
I feel like you could say the same thing about Robert Williams, because I'm trying to think of matchups and how they would fare against Golden State. I think that Robert Williams would actually match up extremely well against Golden State.
Yes.
The issue is, once again, he's not going to score many points.
Right.
So he might end up averaging 11 rebounds with 3 blocks in there. He's also a bit banged up, so I probably wouldn't go with Williams anyway. But when it comes to Boston, you're really running out of guys. I feel like if you were going by the general way that the voters end up voting, I know you had the exception with Iguodala, but for the most part, you need to average basically 20-plus points per game in order to win the Finals MVP, which means if Boston wins, you're looking at either Tatum or you're looking at Brown.
Any value on Smart?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that he's also banged up and the fact that Boston has been willing to potentially rest him in playoff games and that they fared well without him means that if he re-aggravates the injury again, Boston really won't hesitate to rest him because they've been so good without him. Yep. So no, I really don't have much interest in Smart either. I want to make a case for Horford just based on the fact that he can shoot from the outside and give Golden State some problems because he can survive when Golden State goes small. I just don't see enough consistent offensive output. So
Right.
if you wanted a guy who's not named Tatum for Boston, it would have to be Jaylen Brown.
I still will go with the theory that if Boston wins, Horford could be the most valuable player that Boston could not win without, but will not win the MVP award.
I agree with that. I think that if he's going to win it, it would be an Iguodala situation where they just say the Stars weren't really great, but he was the best role player in the series.
Right.
So we'll give it to him.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they either give it to Tatum, who was first team All-NBA or second team All-NBA. Forgot which one he was. I think he was first team.
First team, yeah.
Or you give it to Brown, but no, especially since they're the up-and-coming potential future duo of the league, one of them is going to win the award.
Max says, I have so many free bets expiring. I need another parlay. Check out our show that I do with Chris.
Yeah, we have a parlay show.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, but he does.
It's literally called Just Parlays. And it's available on the YouTube. Chris laid out a couple of 2-teamers, a 4-teamer, and the 10-teamer that I don't know if I mentioned or not, hit yesterday. So, and Max, we're going to give you some thoughts here on some of the games. We're going to do our farm play as well. So you can certainly mix and match in what we tell you and our leans and sure things here today to put a little parlay together. Bronco says Klay Thompson MVP. I don't hate it. You want to get a good price, you're going to get a good price there.
I'm on the dark horse candidate. If you think that Curry might struggle again, I mean, Curry's won 3 titles. He's 0 in finals MVPs. Now, 2 of them, he had Durant on his team, so I don't know if that's really a fair comparison, but the one time he did win with Iguodala, he was pretty awful. And the question is, based on narratives, if Golden State gets over the hump, are they just going to give it to him because a lot of people think he should have won it over Iguodala the first time around?
Right.
So it might be baked in.
Back of their mind. All right. Hey, look who's here, buddy. Pay that man his money. You know her. You love her. She adds a little class to the show. It's our favorite Friday afternoon guest. It's the one, the only, direct from Las Vegas, Allie Burns. What's up, Allie?
Do not splash the pot.
Splash the pot.
Pay this man his money.
What a great got alligator blood.
That's welcome to Back to the Window and Rounders impressions.
Yes,
good stuff. It's not even Rounders impression. It's just Malkovich. It's just Malkovich. That's it.
Teddy KGB. Yeah, very good. Great. Sorry, it's still a great movie.
Yeah.
It's as close to a real poker movie as you're ever going to have. So.
Oh, for sure. That inspired Dutch Boyd to get started playing poker. That was the whole reason he started playing. He lived and died by Rounders. So.
Oh, there you go.
Watched that movie more times than I'd like to.
So Allie stopped by to congratulate us on our terrific performance on the
Yes, I did. You guys were both 5-0 on
right.
Total Chaos, and Chris King hits a 10-team parlay. So the Winners and Whiners crew is giving the Picks and Parlays crew a run for their money right now, is what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a pretty good week for the WNW boys. How's your week going, Allie? You making some money out there? You making that plus money, honey?
I had a great Monday. I had a horrible Wednesday. And then last night, I don't actually know what I did well yesterday, but I don't know if it was great or if I'm just up.
Did you avoid the Mavs?
Oh, I had the Warriors minus 6.5 is what I had there. I was all over that.
Laying?
Good number on that.
You were laying? What happened to you?
I had to because it's a tank roll. So part of it was I don't care. It's my tank roll. I actually bought it down to a 6.5 so I couldn't push it. And then I had the Canes. I had the Flames, though, but I did take your over in the Flames game, Reichel, because I shot Reichel my plays, and I was like, what do you got? And he said he's got the over in Edmonton, so I took that and cashed it. Thank you for that, friend. It was I appreciate it. It's a team effort sometimes. It's a team effort.
So at what point do you fail so badly on the tank roll that you have to actually keep the money?
If I get to 500, then I can just cash it out, and then I'd be thrilled.
How close are you?
Move on with my life. I'm not even at 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It started tanking the roll at 100. I was right under $100, and right now I'm at 92 plus 38. Whatever that would be.
Okay. It's about 130.
Very good.
So there you go. I was at 174 on Monday and then Wednesday hit me. Wednesday, I made $30 yesterday. I'm up 30. So
okay.
Bronco wants some Oreos.
Who doesn't? I like the white stuff, baby, in the middle of my Oreos.
That's one of the unrealistic parts of that movie is that's his tell, as if nobody ever
Yeah.
fucking picked up on that before.
I'll
You
give
guys
you
you guys playing, stratosphere limits, and none of them were good enough to notice what he did with his cookie when he had a good hand. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, that's some bullshit right there.
Really, guys? Really? Yeah.
So you prefer the poker game on the Sting? I just rewatched that movie within the last couple months. That's a great movie. It is that is so underrated. I love the Sting.
I'm trying to think of other poker movies. I never actually saw Molly's Game, but I heard that was pretty good.
I read the book and saw the movie. It's interesting. The Cincinnati Kid with Paul Newman's a good one. It's kind of it's kind of old westy kind of.
And the thing is, Molly's Game I feel like is a cool concept, but do I really care about celebrities losing like $300,000 playing poker? Like, not really.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Maverick.
I'll tell you the other book
Royale.
I'm reading that they actually did a movie on was Lay the Favorite.
Maverick was bullshit, by the way. Just getting that out of the way.
That's stupid.
It was. That's what I said. There's always Maverick.
Guy wins the tournament, and then the other guy steals all the money, and he just doesn't end up with the money. And I'm just like, what? Why did I sit through this?
Yeah. What was happening there?
Why is Mel Gibson in a Western? What's happening?
Casino Royale.
How did y'all feel about the death of Ray Liotta? Me and Lenny, we almost shut down the show when we found out the death of Ray Liotta. That was a tough one for us yesterday. Field of Dreams is my all-time favorite movie. So
Really?
they're like, Henry Hill died. I'm like, F Henry Hill. Shoeless Joe Jackson died. Okay?
Yeah, he was the main character in 2 of my top 10 movies. Both Field of
You have
Dreams.
Goodfellas in your top 10?
Absolutely. Goodfellas top 5 for sure. Field of Dreams top 10.
I have actually, it's not me. My boss I used to work for, I held it for him for a while, but I had to give it back while he was moving. But he has a painting that the actual real Henry Hill painted, because that apparently became one of Henry Hill's things that he did. He became a painter. Yeah.
And
it's a rat. And the quote is like, I'd rather be a rat than the president or something like that.
Nice. Who are y'all's favorite poker World Series players? Are you talking about all time or like lately? You guys, anybody still follow it? You still follow poker?
I dabble.
I watch poker.
I have a reminder on my Google Calendar every year to get the Poker Go subscription for a month, just so I could watch WSOP coverage.
Okay, very good.
So
very good. I got to admit, when I stopped working in the poker room, I stopped caring about it quite a bit. I wasn't reading Card Player every week, and I wasn't keeping up. And
it definitely hit its stride. It definitely hit its top point, and then it's kind of fizzled since then. The in-table cameras made a humongous difference, and that made it huge for a while.
It changed the sport. Moneymaker in 2003 was what really drove everybody, and then with the cameras at the tables, those are the two things that just it exploded, absolutely exploded.
I've always liked Phil Ivey, and when I used to run in those circuit, y'all know I used to be with Dutch Boyd when he won his bracelet, and when you would walk through the WSOP on the floor, like, I don't care who you were, when Phil Ivey walked into the room, everybody paid attention. All the big guys were like, there's Phil Ivey, kind of a thing. And so I've always really respected Phil Ivey. I love Phil Locke. He's one of my friends, so I really like Phil Locke a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, Max says Phil Ivey. Phil Ivey's a beast. I have his autograph on a poker, what was it? Poker Stars, I think, picture that we got to do. I can't stand Phil Hellmuth, and I can't stand Daniel Negreanu, but I love Scotty Wynn. And if you run into Johnny Chan, he's going to ask you where you can find hookers. Joe Seabach and Barry Greenstein, their father and son. I really like both of them a lot too.
I like Negreanu and I like Hellmuth. I think
Negreanu is such a little. Once you meet them in person, though, like when you meet these guys in person, they're such little bratty.
He didn't ask me who I wanted to have a beer with. He asked me who I liked to play in the World Series. And
I always liked Negreanu back in the day. I haven't really followed him much recently. Ivy is my favorite player. I'm also a big fan of Fedor Holtz, who I think is very good, who's been a bit newer, but he's been very good on Twitch and even just in person in general. I think when it comes to the next generation, I'm a big Fedor Holtz guy. I think he's tremendous.
I don't know him. I'll check him out though, for sure.
And I really tuned out about the time Tom Dwan got hot.
Okay, he's back in action nowadays.
That was about it for me. So I really haven't. I watch it occasionally, but I don't play either. I used to play.
You had him. You had Antonius. You had Doyle Brunson. You had all those guys.
Yeah. Doyle Brunson's phone, his ringtone on his phone is the Pink Panther theme song whenever TJ Cloutier calls him. And I always thought that was the cutest thing. Annie Duke is who got Dutch a spot at the Bet Online table. Like once he cashed the bubble, because it was the shorthanded event in the World Series 2006, and he beat Negreanu at the final table before the final table. So the TV table, Negreanu got knocked out. Dutch went through, and then he beat Joe Hatcham heads up. But if it wasn't for Annie Duke, we all got paid $300 just to wear that Bet Online T-shirt during the final table.
I'm trying to think of other throwback guys. You had Ferguson.
He's talking about Antonio.
Oh, Chris Ferguson is a fantastic ballroom dancer. We went to the Bluff after party, and he is like a fantastic ballroom dancer. He wouldn't see it in Jesus, but it's there.
I mean, the only thing I know about him was his involvement in the full tilt poker scandal. So I'm not exactly a fan of Chris Ferguson, but
those guys are all dead to the poker world now.
I was just saying. So
Howard,
as a player, he was fine. As a human being, not so much. But I never met the guy.
Well, and Ivy had his little baccarat problem.
Except he wasn't at fault for that. He just found a little technical error from the casino's perspective, and he took advantage of it. And he tried to claim $5 million. He didn't scam people out of money.
Well, I mean, you could make an argument he scammed the casino out of money.
Yeah, but nobody cares about that. Casino's been taking money from people for years.
Gentili was a good one too.
Sorry, you go first. Sorry.
No, Gentili was dating Phil Locke at the time that we were doing our thing. And there's a Rochambeau contest all the time. Like every year at WSOP, they'll do a Rochambeau contest. And Dutch's brother, Bobby Boyd, was the champ. And it's, you all kind of like meet in the hallway. Like it's not an official thing. You kind of meet in the hallway and just Rochambeau it out. And I remember standing next to Gentili and being like, I was up all night. She goes, were you playing Rochambeau all night? And I was like, yes. Dutch made me play. She's like, me too. Phil had me up all night playing. And it was like both of us were just exhausted because all night long we were playing this against our boyfriends so they could practice for this 8 a.m. event of rock, scissors, papers. But Gentili's a really, really cool chick. And Phil Locke, if you ever borrow Phil Locke's car, he's got a cassette of Hanson. That's what you're going to be listening to while you're driving Phil Locke's car. Just saying. Good. It's Ali, A-L-I.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So
anyway, that's my poker.
Who was the British guy that was terrible?
I don't remember. I'm trying to I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of who.
I mean, Tony G made me laugh, but I don't know if that's who you're talking about. Was he British, Tony G? I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was.
Is he involved in the British government now?
I don't know.
Seems like he might be a member of Parliament. I think.
Bronco says he likes Senga poker. All in.
That's Facebook all in poker. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But
all right, very good. Allie, when's the last time you played live poker?
Probably.
Or online, any type of poker.
I don't play online poker. I don't trust things online, except sports betting. I don't play shove money into machines. I live in Vegas, obviously. I don't shove money into machines. I'm not into that at all.
Agreed, Andrew.
I
told Andrew I agree.
Yeah, I think it's just all come on, really. There's so many ways that they can cheat you that way. I guess last time I played live poker, it had to be a while ago, when I was pregnant, 10 years ago, probably. And I mean, at a casino, home games and stuff like that. I'll, maybe once every month or so, I'll play a game with someone. Maybe
you just didn't have the time, or you just fell out.
Because when I used to play, my strategy for playing was that I would sleep because I played professionally. It was my job that I did. So I would sleep most of my day and then wake up around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, shower, eat dinner.
Yeah, graveyard shift. Yeah,
and go in because you hit the table and everybody's really loose. Now it's midnight, 1 a.m. People are drinking. I'd roll into Excalibur casinos where
that was the softest table of all time. Excalibur.
It doesn't got rid of the table though. I think. Stay. The strategy is it doesn't cost a lot of money to stay at that casino. So people that are staying there are tighter with their money. So you roll in when those tight people with their money are drunk, and then you eat their faces on the poker table. And that's kind of how I always did it. So I don't play daytime. I have a kid now, so I can't go out anymore.
I have to address this. Craig Trapp saying bubble craps says I will change you to the dark side. Is he talking about
bubble craps?
Is he talking about the machines in the casinos where the giant dice roll in the what the no, Craig?
Yes,
no.
Craig made me some money, not playing bubble craps, but me and Craig I went on a really good roll, and I won some money with Craig.
Man, there is nothing better in the feel of 2 dice in your hands as you keep throwing number after number and keep pushing. Oh no, bubble crap. No.
That's the whole thing of it is rolling the die. I want to roll the die.
Yes. Rachel, you have bubble craps? Yes or no?
No. However, I have done the machine dash bubble roulette one time.
Yeah.
Fun story. My friend was actually playing and he was losing. I showed up for one roll. I put $20 on one specific number. It hit the number. I got up and I left.
That's what you. But I have such a belief in beginner's luck because I've seen it and it's happened to me personally so many times. I think beginner's luck is the way that the gambling gods stick their hook in you and pull you right on in.
That happened to me. That happened to me at a high life, Ronton. First game I ever bet on, 4, 5, 6 trifecta. Came in, won $600. I don't think I ever cashed another ticket in like 10 more trips.
I just looked through it. I'm like, this number doesn't look that bad. It's like I got $20. I'm like, throw it in there. It's like I just got up with a couple hundred. Like, all right, I'm out of here. Just see you later.
Craig says all dice always, live or bubble. Okay, I'll accept that. Man, I spent.
Look, if you want to play some Monopoly or Risk, you just bring it to me. Okay, I'll outroll you all day, every day.
I love craps.
What about some Yahtzee?
Yahtzee? Okay.
I can't even imagine how many hours I have watching craps games. Like I did it for 8 years or so watching craps. It was I love the game.
I just think of the Chappelle skit. I think of the World Series of Dice. You just have a bunch of people just in a back alley just throwing dice.
That's a different game, man. I played street craps too.
No other setting. You cannot do that show or that concept in any other setting.
Tenny do. I played a lot of street craps too, but yeah, I'll shoot dice with anybody, anywhere, anytime. I'm down, Craig. You want to go to the trip, take the trip to the casino? I'm all about it. I'm all about
Yard Yahtzee. What the frick's a Yard Yahtzee? I want one.
Yard Yahtzee.
I'm Googling this immediately.
Is that
you bought it for the kids? Why you're really starting them out early there, Craig?
Told them to get used to it. Then we play for money. That's a beautiful thing.
Oh my gosh. There's so many things I want now.
By the way, for those of you that don't know Craig, Craig's kind of the man over there at Picks and Parlays, a very good handicapper in his own right. So definitely check out all the great stuff at Picks and Parlays, but check out Craig's stuff as well. So
yeah, Craig is one tough cookie. He's a sharp. Think big dice. I know. I've already Googled it. I'm already looking at this. I'm already all over this right now.
Allie, is the irony of the situation where you say I don't trust the internet and then immediately use the internet all day long? None of that that doesn't get through to you.
What do you mean I don't trust the internet?
You said you don't trust the internet. You said when you're talking about poker, you said I don't trust the internet.
To play card game, to put money in and play card games. Okay, so here's why, right? The Dutch Boys' claim to fame is that they started the crew, right? With Scott Fishman and all the Tony Lazar, Brett Youngblood, all those guys. I would watch them, 5 of them sit in the same room on their laptops and play the same tables, and they all know each other's cards. And these 4 or 5 guys are just raping the other 4 or 5 guys through the whole thing. So no, I don't trust playing online poker. I do not. But I use the internet for all kinds of things. I just don't gamble on it.
Okay.
Craig said he's coming to Maryland in the summer. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite casinos to play was I'm trying to remember the exact casino. Was it the MGM? I believe it was the MGM in DC.
What?
They have that and they have the Horseshoe.
In DC?
Yeah.
Really? Been a while.
I believe it was the MGM.
Okay. Annie Duke responded with poker players are the most awesome.
As the MGM National Harbor. I made a lot of money there, and I also played at the Horseshoe. The Horseshoe is dangerous, not because the players are good. The players are especially awful. But they're the type of awful where they don't care.
Yeah, that's horrid.
So they will just jam all in with random stuff pre-flop, and then you still have to sweat it out, even though you have probably a 58% chance pre. So I've lost a couple of big hands there just because the person to the side of me just puts me all in. I'm clearly ahead and I lose.
Right.
So those are the type of awful players that you still aren't thrilled to play against because don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of money, but all it takes is one unfortunate turn card and you lose your entire roll.
Yeah.
So
agreed. That's the way I feel about playing PLO.
Five card's the worst.
I hate spending 20% of my stack to see a fucking flop.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I hate.
My friend dabbled in 5 card.
I'll play high 8 all day.
I like 5 card. I like 3 card.
But anyway, hey, Allie, talking about sports. Got any picks for tonight? What do you got?
I do. What am I on tonight? I'm on the WNBA. Tim Earl has been super hot. I think he's 14-1
That
in the
Tim Earl,
WNBA for totals.
so hot right now. The Tim Earl.
Soup's hot.
Mm-hmm.
My account.
That's a Zoolander reference, by the way, Ellie, if you didn't get that one.
I don't Zoolander.
What?
I'm not a big movie person. Y'all are going to find this out about
That's
me.
a
Everyone's
classic.
freaked out. Why don't you watch movies? Because I watch sports. I have other stuff going on.
What is this? A center for ants? Come on.
13-1 last 7 days in the WNBA.
So he's going with, I got some college baseball in here too for you. Okay, so we're going with the Seattle Storm under a 159. Okay. We're going with the Los Angeles Sparks over a 163. College baseball, I got Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, and Texas A&M. In soccer, I've got Real Madrid, draw no bet. I've got Benzema to score and Liverpool to win. I've got the Astros on the run line, first 5 in full game, and I've got the Blues going over.
Now, do you have Liverpool to win or to advance? Because does that include extra time?
It does not include extra time.
Okay, because Benzema plays for Real Madrid. That's why I was curious.
Oh, so I have 2. I have Mane, Mane. I have him and Liverpool to win, and then I have Benzema and Real Madrid to win.
Okay. Well, Mane might be his final game with Liverpool because I believe Bayern might be offering like $100 million for his services. So
that was the big thing with it, is that Liverpool's like, I think Liverpool's the more motivated team because they can get all broken up at this point. They want to make that money for the next level they go to. But I like the draw no bet at plus money because I had Dre Richardson on my show today, and he was explaining how if you're going to bet a draw no bet, do it on the dog, because then you have like a nice cash, a push, or you just lose your bet. But it gives you like 2 ways to kind of make it happen. And for newer soccer bettors, he was saying that's a good way to go. But although I do kind of think Liverpool wins.
For me, if I was going to bet on that match, which I have not at this point, I would take a prop. I would take Liverpool to score first. Real has been known as being the comeback kids throughout the entire run. They had the miracle comeback against Manchester City. They've had a lot of runs there. But Real always seems to fall behind early. I do not mind Liverpool to score first, maybe even Liverpool first half.
All right. I'm looking at it.
That's solely based on the trend of Real Madrid being the team that rises like the Undertaker to find ways to win matches, but they're usually behind early on.
The Undertakers.
All right. Very good. Allie, we got to get out of here. We got to do our thing. Where can we find you?
You can find me at Plus Money Honey. You can find me Monday through Friday on my show Morning Wood. I've got Total Chaoses just all over the internet. I just did a baseball one with Higgs and Tim and Terry Edelman. I'm doing a soccer one tonight with Sean Miller. His show comes up next. Dre Richardson will be on that show with him. And then AM Plus Money will be on Total Chaos today too. So I'm all over the place. Like, subscribe, ring that freaking bell for notifications so you don't ever miss me. It's just that easy.
There you go. And you can catch her on social media at Plus Money Honey. It's the one, the only Allie Burns. Allie, have a great long weekend. Congratulations. You got your kid through school, got him into middle school. Yes. Quite an accomplishment these days. Well done indeed. So have a great weekend. We'll see you next week on Total Chaos and then next Friday on our show. How about that?
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Good luck, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Allie.
You too.
All right, there she goes. Plus Money Honey. Well, Scott, Allie's gone. There's only one thing to do. Now you and I are left alone together. It's Friday. We've been a little chilly here last few days, my brother. So we need to get rolling, and I think we have just the pick to do that. So you ready, friend?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's fire it up. You know it, you love it. Time to put on those Friday fancy overalls. Get your straw hat on. I know everybody's got a straw hat now. Put it on. Climb aboard your John Deere, put those keys in the ignition, fire that bad boy up, because kids, you know it, you love it. It is time once again to bet the farm. All right, sir. Well, we didn't have one of our better picks yesterday, Scott. Can we just say that?
Well, the full game went over, just not for the team that we had, you know.
Yes, that's Arizona Diamondbacks did nothing with Mitch White. We were kind of counting on that to happen, and they did nothing with Mitch White. It hurt, but we do believe that we have one here that is going to put an end to the bleeding. Scott, it is time to talk a little NHL, kids. And yes, we're taking advantage of the fact that we have all of the weekend games because the play is going to be the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes under 5.5. Minus 140 was the best price we saw there, and we are not afraid to lay it. Each of the first 5 games have gone under 6. In fact, I think they've only reached 5 once, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Carolina has scored less than 3 goals at each of the first 5 road games in the playoffs. The under 5 and zip in Carolina's last 5 games being played after 1 day of rest. And finally, the under is 39-18-1 in the Rangers' last 58 games after scoring 2 or less in its previous game. The Carolina Hurricanes have put up 2 goals total, Scott, in the first 2 games of this series in New York City. That does not bode well for them, and it does not bode well for the over. That's why we're taking the under, guys. That's going to be Bet the Farm, Rangers, Hurricanes, under 5.5. That's going to do it for the farm. That's going to do it for the show. That's going to do it for the week. So stay tuned for a little NASCAR, where you'll see these same 2 handsome faces along with Chris King and Rye Cape. We'll be taking care of business there. But if you miss us, hey, come back and see us next week if you would. As Scott and I do this every day, Monday through Friday, doing our very best to help you in that journey to head back to the window. Take care, everybody. We'll see you Monday.